Okay, so so this question is essentially asking how power functions in a society that is both democratic and capitalist at the same time, because usually when we think of a society that is dominated by power relations, that this would be a totalitarian society like Nazi Germany, and or maybe Stalinism in the former Soviet Union, following Leninism, which was more democratic, comparatively speaking, much more democratic. But yeah, we think of Stalin, we think of Hitler, we think of, and then with the more capitalist forms of totalitarianism, we think of Pinochet in Chile, and that sort of thing. So in our society, in a Western, liberal democratic society with a representative government and a capitalist economy and nominal forms of democracy, how can we say that power actually functions? And so there's a reference here to Foucault in this question, and I studied Foucault quite a bit in graduate school, and I can say a little bit about what Foucault's idea of power is. And for power, he sometimes uses the term the web of power. And he basically says that every society has power relations. There's always some form of power operating. And it's really just a question of what form power takes in a particular society. So in some societies, power functions oppressively or exploitatively, and in other societies, power functions democratically, and power is shared, for example. So for Foucault, there is no society in which there are no power relations. There are only power relations that are either exploitative or not exploitative, or not repressive, because he doesn't use that approach. But just to give you an example, to answer the question succinctly, in a capitalist society, probably one of the best examples is prisons, and the way that the form of the prison exists in multiple aspects of society. So I have this image here, and I'll blow it up here for a second while I discuss this. But this, for Foucault, this is a panoptical form of a prison. This comes from the philosopher Jeremy Bentham. He developed a new model of the prison that was no longer based upon physical punishment, but was instead based upon the feeling of being watched. So if you see this watchtower in the middle here, you can imagine that if you were in one of those cells, that you would feel that perhaps you're being watched by the guard, and if you're not being watched by the guard, then maybe you're being watched by a video camera or something like that. So that sensation of being watched means that you internalize the you internalize the power relations upon which that feeling is based. So just to think of it really simply, think of, for example, Facebook or social media, in which maybe your parents are your friends on that social media forum, and you change your behavior because they're your friends. You don't say everything that you would normally say. You don't share the same things that you would normally share, and you alter your behavior in line with the power relations that come along with a medium in which your parents, potential employers, past friends, present friends, future friends, all of these people are potentially viewers of your Facebook account. And so because of that, what power is the ability to get someone to do something that they would not otherwise do. So if you are going to alter your behavior, do something that you would not otherwise do, such as, for example, not make a post about how you don't like Donald Trump, then power relations are existing in that medium. Facebook is a great example.